All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to people like Neil deGrasse will destroy America. And here's why. This is Thomas Sowell. Let's jump in.
Intellectuals on issues ranging across the spectrum, from housing policies to laws governing organ transplants, have sought to have decision-making discretion taken from those directly involved who have personal knowledge and a personal stake and transferred to third parties who have neither and who pay no price for being wrong, close quote. So again, this counter common sense, you know what's best for your health, therefore we must make the decision in a bureaucracy in Washington.
That's right.
How?
Well, if you've been told all your life, and many of these people have, from an early age, they were in the class for bright, gifted children. They were the ones who got into the good high schools. They were the ones who were accepted in colleges that accept less than 10% of the applicants. They've heard this all through their lives. And after a while, they must, in all due modesty, believe it.
All right.
It's here we pride ourselves on what we call freedom. Okay, we're free, and part of that free, we live in a country where there are entire states where if you ride a motorcycle, you don't have to wear a helmet.
Right.
Okay, that's how free we are, or at least we tell ourselves.
So he's saying because you can't. So riding a motorcycle without the helmet, it's not okay because we have to tell you and we have to be secure. We have to secure you for your own safety. I think this is where he's going with.
As we are. Here's the difference. If you don't wear a helmet and you're in an accident, you're more likely to die and become an organ donor, but you're not putting anyone else's freedoms at risk by doing so.
Right.
So that's a pure expression of your freedom, taking your own life at risk as a functioning, rational adult.
Right.
Okay? Right. If you now express your freedoms but put other people's freedoms at risk, that's a no-no. And so I think so many Americans were confused about them wearing a mask, not realizing.
I knew this was about China. Little friend. I knew it. Folks. Like when it come down to the China's little friend, it was evidence that this was a setup, man. You cannot tell me right before the election, of course 12 months before, a little virus is just flying around. All of a sudden we have to stop the nation, we have to do this, we have to close everybody, then after that we have to just let everybody go or not everybody go. If you're protesting, you're fine. If you're not protesting, you have to stay at home. Like there's no way you're telling me some of these things were not staged. Or not stage, I would say deep state kind of stuff. No way, man. And the thing is discussing all these things with the other side it does kind of go down the rail. Because in order for you to even get to this line of thinking, you have to do a little bit of research to really understand this. And I'm very surprised that a guy like Neil deGrasse Tyson can come up with some BS analogy to just convince you that you have to wear a mask. Incredible.
It's not only to prevent you from getting sick, it's to prevent you from making other people sick.
Right.
Yeah. All right. If you don't know that you have it. And that's where people didn't fully recognize and understand what it means to live in a free country. I mean, you can do what you want, provided you don't subtract from someone else's freedoms. And wearing a mask creates the situation where you're not subtracting from someone else's freedom, especially old people who could die from that.
Right.
But I think we're so selfish, though, that we only care about us.
Even if they're told. There are people who did that even when they were told. And people didn't want to believe it was real, all the conspiracy people. So I'm saddened as an educator that...
And by the way, when he said that the conspiracy people, that means he's listening. That means that he's going around and listening to people and what people are saying. Pay attention, folks.
Have people in this, the most advanced country the world has ever seen, the wealthiest country the world has ever seen, and we have whole communities among us who are sure Earth is flat, that vaccines are bad, that the virus is an invention by the Chinese or whomever. This is disturbing. And I don't know that we have the wisdom to take ourselves deep into the 21st century.
If they had some sense of the loss of freedom, which is infinitely more important than any of the specific issues by themselves, that is, Obamacare really is a huge step towards the loss of freedom. I mean, and it happens in small ways, but constantly. I mean, we can't have the light bulb that we want in our own home. We can't flush the toilet with the kind of toilet we want. We can't take a shower with the kind of shower head we want. We can't put our garbage out except and broken down by the way that some little...
You know what's crazy? And this is something I noticed, HOAs. And if you buy a home and you have an HOA, these people are literally controlling the house that you bought and the mortgage that you're paying. They will tell you how you want to live your life. HOAs are becoming a new thing around a lot of these places where you buy your home. And I think it's just completely related to egalitarianism. A lot of these people, they're just trying to bring socialism, slowly. But it's not even the good socialism. It's not the one that they care. It's all about control. I want you guys to go to YouTube and just type HOAs and Karens, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about.
Gauleiters have decided that
even though that's a private,
to do it.
Private sector, but it's something
just
similar.
The accretion of these things, many of which are too small to be significant in themselves. But in the aggregate, you can see the tendency of this. The people who think they know better and they ought to be telling us what to do, those people are the danger. And if you don't see that, then I'm not sure what the future is going to be like.
If you make at least...
Yeah, at least what? Let's see what people have to say. You cannot subsidize irresponsibility and expect people to become more responsible. Yeah, that's why. Listen, folks, I understand some folks, they want to have, like government healthcare, but we cannot have government healthcare when people are just having diabetes type 2 or diabetes type 1 and they're getting their feet cut off, man. We can't, folks. We can't. It will destroy the system. It will destroy the system. Does anyone else remember all the pre-quo BID scares we had when the media told us that wearing the face diaper will create the perfect humid and hot environment for bacterial growth? I remember that. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Neil is the type of person to wake up his family to let them know he's going to bed. That's funny. In graduate school, a colleague came to me saying that the state of the world was due to academics not having more power to make decisions and impose them to society. And this is the problem right there. The people think they're in Harvard and they think they can make better decisions than the guys that live in Louisiana and the Bayou. Incredible. After all, we were the smart and knowledgeable people. Then I pointed out to him how mismanaged our own university run by professors. Was asked him how likely was for these people to do better job running for their larger society. None. A lot of these universities, when it comes down to corruption, it's just rampant. Well, look at the credits. University colleges have become so expensive. There's no way you can go without asking your question. That's this simple question. Where's the money going? Where's the money going? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.